Thank you, Braithen Astor. Welcome to Wentworth Park and welcome to the TAB $1 Million Chase. Well, after more than 50 qualifying heats and finals have been conducted at more than 18 racetracks around Australia, we're down to the final 8 greyhounds. And in just a few minutes' time, one of those greyhounds will earn their owners a cool $1 million. We've had a terrific night here at Wentworth Park already. We are deep into the card. Fire Legend took out the Masters Meteor for trainer Mark Moroney from Grafton and a $100,000 winner's cheque. Whilst in the Group 2 Sydney Cup for the stayers, it was Australia's best stayer, Super Estrella, who claimed victory. She added yet another feature race title to her resume for trainer Dave Smith. Joining me here at Wentworth Park tonight is my co-host, Timmy Newbold. This is the second running of the TAB $1 Million Chase for 2022. Promises to be yet another great spectacle.
Sure does, Mark, and we had She's a Pearl take our version 1 in May. But this is much more open. We've got a wide open market tonight, and there are plenty of genuine winning chances, and Connections will walk away with $1 million in just under 30 seconds.
Here's the market for the TAB $1 Million Chase. The favourite is French Martini at $3.80. Zipping Curios second pick at $4. Then we go to McInerney, who is the sole interstate raider in this event. It's at $4.20. Others in the market, there's Zipping Curios around that $4 quote as well. One of the roughies in the race at around the $13 mark is number 2, and that's He's on Fire. And Tim, we expect him to lead from that box. But earlier tonight, Mick Cowley caught up with some of the trainers. We're going to do that in just a moment. He's on Fire is at $13 from box 2. Zipping Curios from box 3 at $4.
The greyhound known as the King, he's a super chaser. He's got a flying PB of 29.49. He loves racing at Wentworth Park. He's drawn to get a beautiful run behind the likely leader. He's on Fire, and McInerney, who will be driving up on the inside.
Aglan Luai, number 4 for trainer Jaya Patea, 19-year-old trainer. He's one of the roughies in the race. Number 5, I should say, is Gatlin, the fastest semi-final winner, going 29.28 last week. Hold Me Up, another of the roughies for Joe Comito at $26. French Martini for Peter Lagogiani. He's won 2 of the $4 million chases today, Timmy, and both of his winners have run from box number 7. Let's head trackside. Mick Cowley caught up with some of the trainers in tonight's final a little bit earlier.
No, it hasn't worried me. I raced last night, mowing today, everything's just normal. I know it's a lot of money, but money's really not much to us, but the excitement, we'll be pretty excited if we could pinch it.
Which dog are you boxing?
Curios.
We've got a ticket for $1 million. There's 8 of us. We're all vying for that first turn, positioning. Whoever gets the best position, I think, will win the race.
Brendan, I guess Dog McInerney would prefer to be boxed out wide, but you can't bag box 1 in a big race final.
No, that's right. Group 1 races, you want to be 1 at 1. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully works out okay for him, and I'll give him a good chance.
McInerney draws box number 1 in the TAB $1 Million Chase final, Tim, and look again, early pace wins big races. He's on Fire, has got a stack of it from box 2, but can he hang on at the death?
He ran an early section of 5:30, winning his semi-final last Friday night. If he repeats that early section, he's basically unleadable. He does need to get stronger at the end of his race, but he is 3rd up at the 500 metres tonight. I think he's the best roughie in the race. Number 2, He's on Fire.
Zipping Curios from box 3, a multiple group race winner. He handles Wentworth Park so well. They call him King Curios because he is basically unbeatable here at Wenty.
He sure is. He's drawn to get a gun run just behind the leaders. He loves getting over near to the rails. He should from box number 3. He's on Fire, number 2, can fire out. If he can follow the leaders through at the first turn, stalk into the back, he'll be hard to hold out.
Okay, He's on Fire leads. What about the back markers? What's a greyhound that can come from the back of the field to win?
Zipping Alabama, greyhound number 8. She's racing in career best form. She's right in the zone. She hasn't got the early dash to lead the race, but if she happens to get a slide around at the first turn within striking range of the leaders, she's got the biggest finishing burst in the race of all the runners.
And of course, she is one of 3 runners for trainers John and Minnie Finn. They've got box 3 Zipping Curios, box 5 Gatlin, and box 8 in Zipping Alabama. Who are you tipping in the $1 Million Chase?
I'm with King Curios, Zipping Curios, greyhound number 3. He's drawn to get that beautiful run, the best roughie in the race, no doubt in the world, is greyhound number 2. He's on Fire.
Okay, I'm with Peter Lagosiani to win his third $1 million chase with a greyhound wearing the black rug. As I said earlier, he has won it previously with Mystic Ride, Handsome Prince. There is Peter Lagosiani with French Martini. I thought she could get a great run down the outside of the track. I thought McInerney was really hard to beat, and also Zipping Curios as well. But Timmy, what about the heart rates? What about the sweaty palms of the owners and the trainers? $1 million up for grabs.
Yeah, a dream will become reality very, very soon for one of these trainers and owners. Ken Marty and Fiona Hallinan, who have two runners in the race, Zipping Curios and Zipping Alabama. They will have a night to remember. They've already won 3 races on the program and feature races, and they've got an undeniable chance with both of their runners.
Okay, a last look at the market, and French Martini holds the call at favouritism in front of McInerney. They'll run this 520 metres in around 29.5 seconds. That equates to around $33,000 a second in prize money. Greyhounds beside the 520 metre starting boxes here at Wentworth Park. They're about to be called over. Aglan Loy, the real roughie in the race, at $41. What a fairy tale it would be if it could win for his 19-year-old trainer. Gatlin, the fastest semi-final winner, at $4.50. Then we go out to Hold Me Up for Joe Comito at $26. French Martini from box 7 at $3.80.
She's got a great chance. She's got a greyhound, Hold Me Up, drawn on her immediate inside, who is a good beginner. He will want to run to the inside in the early stages, which should give Fresh Martini that fresh air to get mobile and rush down the outside.
Zipping Alabama has probably been the best supported runner, in from a quote of around $12 to $6.
She's racing at the peak of her powers, strongest greyhound in the race. It just depends on where she'll settle in the early stages.
Our starter is Anne-Marie Jarvis. The greyhounds are about to be boxed for the 2022 $1 million chase. $1 million awaits the winner. Our race caller is Matt Jackson.
So the odds are in. Evens are moving up. The TAB $1 million chase grand final. The green light is on. Here we go. They're set. Ready. Racing. He's on fire away brilliantly, spearing straight to the lead from French Martini and McInerney getting up on the rails. Zipping Curios into 4th placing now. They're followed by Aglan Luai. Next came Gatlin. Well back is Hold Me Up, and last Zipping Alabama down the back straight, and it's He's on Fire who leads it by 2. McInerney. Zipping Curios is running on. They're clear of Aglan Luai. It's He's on Fire at the home corner just from McInerney. Zipping Curios in the middle. McInerney hit the front. Zipping Curios drive. McInerney's won the $10 million chase and beaten Zipping Curios. Third, I think He's on Fire from Aglan Luai. They're followed Zipping Alabama, French Martini, Gatlin and Hold Me Up. The time 29.50. The fairy tale is complete.
Brendan Pursell from Victoria, and McInerney, the only interstate greyhound, has picked up the early leader. He's on fire. Zipping Curios came with a charge, but it's a Victorian, and the first Victorian to win the $1 million chase here at Wentworth Park.
And he really knuckled down in the latter stages, reeled in He's on Fire, and then had to hold off the king late. He's done it and taken out the big one.
Mick Cowley is trackside with the handler of McInerney, Blake Pursell.
Blake Pursell, congratulations, mate. $1 million chase winner. You just won $1 million.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. He's just a super dog, and Dad's done a brilliant job keeping him up for this long period, and to his owner, Noel and breeder, he's just bred a phenomenal dog, and he's just so tough. I'm lost for words, which is unusual for me.
You can't be lost for words. You've just won $1 million. That feeling, you know, when in the race, perfectly placed. He was just so strong at the end.
Yeah, he was. Zipping Curios was humming home, and that last little few strides, I thought he got there, and I just closed my eyes, and it's worked out perfectly.
Mate, what does this mean for you and your dad?
To do this with Dad is just a great honour. There's nothing more special. It's the world's richest race, and yeah, I don't know what to say. Me and my partner Kayla, we've flown over from Tassie to lead and catch the dog, and yeah, I can't wait to give the dog a cuddle and a kiss.
Mate, and of course you had this dog in Tasmania to start with and then sent it over to your dad to train.
Yeah, we did. He come over to Tassie and he won 13 or 14 races pretty quick, and we sent him back to Melbourne for a campaign and then brought him home and then come up from the Nationals, and that made sure he was good enough for this race tonight, and he's just a super dog.
Mate, you've set the tone now. First interstate dog ever to win $1 million chase.
Yeah, that's a great honour, you know. I think every Tasmanian will be proud and every Victorian, so he's got a place in 2 places, so absolutely stoked.
Congratulations, mate. Well done, $1 million chase winner.
Cheers, thank you.
McInerney takes it out for owner Noel Muggovan and trainer Brendan Pursell, and Blake Pursell made the trip up for Tasmania to handle the dog because Brendan believed that McInerney actually began better when Blake handled the dog. And McInerney takes out the 2022 $1 million chase here at Wentworth Park. Let's head back to the Fox Sports studios. Here's Braithen Astor. There is Blake Pursell. Brendan Pursell, he must be so stoked. I mean, look, it was a race for the ages. We expected He's on Fire to lead and lead easily. It did that, but down the back straight, McInerney second, Zipping Curios running third. We knew it was going to be an epic finish.
Here it is. He's on fire, firing out straight to the top, and McInerney, he drove hard. He got underneath, or held his ground underneath French Martini, and then wanted to get wide like he does, but he balanced up. Then he went out after He's on Fire. 3 lengths away, Zipping Curios. At this point in the race, it was game on. You knew He's on Fire would come back to them, and the other pair would keep coming. Zipping Curios went between runners. He stayed nailed to the rail, McInerney, and he's just been a little too strong to hold off the king in the final 20 or 30 metres.
Here's the start of the race. French Martini began really well from box number 7, and then as we expected, there was so much room for the greyhounds drawn in boxes 1 and 3, McInerney and Zipping Curios. But French Martini on the outside just couldn't maintain that momentum going through the first turn, and McInerney got up underneath her.
Yeah, and didn't he run the race of his life? He's on fire. He's been the real surprise packet of the series. He tied in the latter stages to finish third, but gee, he's run a bot of a race. King Curios, he was superb again. He got into that position down the back straight, 4 or 5 off the leader, then or 2 or 3 behind McInerney, but he just couldn't reel him in the final stages. 29.50 overall, 5.35, 13.64, 17.75. And he's come home in a quick 11.75 as well, Duke. So he's done it all the way through, McInerney. He was able to stay in touch to He's on Fire and just a bit too strong in the latter part.
Yep, and they bet $6.50 when markets went up after the box draw. He's paid $3.60 and a $1.60 for Zipping Curios, $2.50. He's on Fire. Aglan Luai finishes 4th, and the first 4 of 1, 3, 2 and 4 pays $887.60. I'm just trying to see if Mick Cowley is close with Noel Muggovan, and let's head trackside, and Noel Muggovan is joined by Mick Cowley.
Noel, congratulations. $1 million chase winner. Is it a bit surreal?
Oh, I can't believe it, really. I just lost for words, and it's so special to be able to, have this night with my son up here, and so much thanks goes to Brendan Pursell and his son Blake for the wonderful job that they've done with the dog. I'm ecstatic, finding it hard to find the words, that's for sure.
As you said to me, it's special when you breed them as well.
Oh, most definitely. I think everyone that's in the greyhound industry, when you breed them yourself and you're rearing them and breaking them in, and then you're putting them through their paces, you're wondering what they're going to turn out to. But I know there's probably a few people back home watching this, and I'd like to say a special hello to all those people that are at the Emerald Hotel in South Melbourne, especially Leanne and my children. But this also, I'd like to just make mention of Tony McInerney, who this dog was named after. Tony was the most wonderful person one of the most wonderful people I've come across in life. And I always said, if I get a dog that goes okay, I'll call his kennel name Tony and his race name McInerney. And he's certainly, Tony died there a couple of years ago in the COVID, and I'm sure he's looking down tonight. And I know his son and grandchildren would be delighted with this tonight.
You certainly picked the right dog to name after him.
Look, I'm ecstatic. And as I said, You know, Robbie Britton's always said to me, you know, if you're in group races and you get an opportunity, make sure you enjoy it, enjoy that time. And I said to my son Jeremy before, I said, I'm not too sure how I feel before the race. I'm really excited, but I'm very nervous. So it was a combination of a whole lot of things, but we're ecstatic. And I'm ecstatic for the people that have put a lot of time into it, Brendan and his son Blake.
Congratulations, Noel.
Thanks very much.
And McInerney is by the all-conquering Fernando Bale out of Born Ali, a group race-winning bitch. And as I said, Noel Muggovan has been involved in greyhounds for as long as I can ever remember. He's bred some terrific dogs. Obviously, McInerney may not be the fastest dog he's bred and raced. The Muggovan family, of course, they dead heated in the first Top Gun that was ever staged, but he's a full race replay. And French Martini begins well. He's on fire, leads. And as we knew McInerney, he did want to step wide at that first turn. He gave the run to Zipping Curios. Such was his momentum, but Timmy still had the pace to finish or to land in front of him in second spot.
Yeah, and he really dropped Zipping Curios. When they just went into the back, he put up 2.5 lengths on him at that point, and that's probably what's won him the race. He was probably 3 in front of Zipping Curios coming off the back straight and forged to the front, turning for home, and he's just held him off. All honours to McInerney, Duke.
Absolutely, and look, you know, he was terrific last week. We go back to his run in the Group 1 National Sprint Championship. He qualified representing Tasmania in that, but he finished third in that, but it was a terrific run. Let's head trackside. Here's Dave Carlson with the presentation of the $1 Million Chase.
Congratulations to Brendan, and of course, the runner-up and the third place getter. An amazing run. They had it between them for just about the entire race. Now we have some really distinguished people here who are going to be part of our presentation. We have the GRNSW CEO, Rob McCauley, board members Matt Waring and also Kevin Gordon, and also Bernadette McLaughlin, who is the General Manager of On-Course and Wagering Operations for TAB. Tom Callagher, who we met earlier on, is with us as well. And we have the Honourable Sam Faraway, ladies and gentlemen, member of the Legislative Council, the Minister for Regional Transport and Roads, and he is going to present the main trophy in just a moment. What a race it has been. The TAB $1 Million Chase, the second one for the year, and McInerney the champion. Please, a round of applause for greyhound number 1. Kevin Gordon for our third place getter, the early leader in the race. A tremendous run by He's on Fire. The runner-up, Zipping Curios. Minnie Finn is about to be presented with a silver medal. Good on you, Minnie. To you and John, congratulations. Get 3 finalists tonight. And number 1, McInerney, Brendan Pursell, ladies and gentlemen. McInerney, and the trophy is about to be presented by Sam Faraway, ladies and gentlemen. The Minister for Roads Transport. Please lift the trophy up. Give us, yeah, there you go. Bernadette McLaughlin and Tom Callagher from TAB with the $1 million winner's check. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very, very much. Have a look at that, folks. $1 million.
No, 75.
Thank you very much for your attendance. The full wrap-up Tuesday evening on Sky Racing on the Catching Pen. The full wrap-up of what has been a wonderful, wonderful night, and also on thedogs.com.au. McInerney, the $1 Million Chase champion.
Well, very happy connections there, Timmy, and why wouldn't they be? $1 million bucks.
Wouldn't they be?
I mean, look, honestly, I get excited winning any race. I won a $15,000 race tonight. I'm over the moon, but to win $1 million bucks, I don't know, it's inconceivable.
Yeah, look at that, the crew there, all very, very happy campers. Young Blake, big thrill. $1 million check. Geez, I think they'll be partying tonight, Duke.
Well, I actually saw Brendan downstairs with Angela Langton earlier tonight, and had a chat to him. And again, look, it's a big ask. The big ask for him, and what makes it even more meritorious, is the trips up to Sydney and back to Victoria that they've had to do. They took on basically 7 locals, and again, to have a dog be able to peak at the right time to win a race like $1 million race is enormous.
Duke, he came up here for the national sprint and he ran an absolute bottler, finishing 3rd behind Good Odds Cash. And his next 2 runs here, he's improved and improved and he's improved again to take out the big one tonight. It just shows, and we've harped on this a number of times in previews and whatnot, that the more runs you do have here at Wentworth Park, if you're an interstate greyhound, the better you are. You improve each time, and he is the perfect example of a greyhound improving each and every run here at the track.
Yeah, and what's also noticeable is that he is a noted wide runner.
Yeah.
Yet he won his semi-final last week from box 2, and then he wins the $1 Million Chase tonight off box 1.
The big thing that helped him tonight, the key was he's on fire drawing box 2, lid pinging and getting out of the way. If you had a greyhound like, you know, a French Martini or a Zipping Curious directly on his outside through that first turn or even the first 40 or 50 metres, and he wants to shift, there might have been some bumping, but he's on fire, got out of the way, so he then had room to drive up and gradually shift his ground through the first turn. You did see him at the first turn. He was probably 5 deep around that first turn.
Absolutely.
And he bumped French Martini out of the way, so he's on fire was the key to McInerney's chances tonight after drawing box 1.
All right, we have heard from Noel Muggovan, the owner of McInerney. Let's now hear from the winning trainer, Brendan Pursell. He's with Mick Cowley.
Brendan, congratulations. How does that actually feel now?
I can't explain it. I can't stop shaking, to be honest. But it's unreal. Yeah. To be actually, it's been a long process, 4 or 5 weeks coming up here, and to pull it off, I can't believe it, to be honest. Yeah.
Mate, that first 32-hour drive must seem a long time ago now.
Yeah, it certainly does. Yeah, I'm happy I don't have to do it next week now, but I'll do it again for this feeling anyway, for sure.
Extra special because you're with Blake as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like Blake had the dog in Tassie, and he done a good job of it there. And I said to him, you got to fly over, and I said, you handle it. And we've done everything together all the time, and to be able to pull it off with him, it's great.
Mate, he's just improved each run he's had here. Has there been a reason for that, or he's just got used to the travel?
I'd say it's just, used to the track, used to the travel. But in saying that, I do think if I took him back to the meadows with Sandown, he'd be going pretty good too. I think the dog's, he's just going through that purple patch, and he's done it tonight at the right time. That's the main thing, so, yeah.
Mate, through the Nationals, was there a plan to come back for the $1 Million Chase, or is there something, because he went so well, you thought you'd give it a crack?
It was always in the back of my mind, I thought of bringing him up here when he went up and went so good in the Nationals, and then of course I wanted to do it, but I was thinking it beforehand. If he did perform up here okay, I would definitely come back.
And great to win it for a guy like Noel as well.
Yeah, well, Noel's a terrific owner to me. He's helped me. I can't say how much he's really helped me in that many words, but good owner, always supplies me with dogs, always babies coming through that he likes, and he'll say to you, this one goes all right. And all these dogs are usually city dogs, what we want. And he's just one of a million, and it's great.
He's one in a million with $1 million now.
Exactly.
Congratulations, Brendan. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Brendan Pursell with Mick Cowley trackside after McInerney etches his name into the history books. He takes out the 5th running of the TAB $1 Million Chase here at Wentworth Park. And what a race it was. It was a race for the ages. Been a terrific night, Timmy. Thank you so much for your help and assistance throughout the night. Obviously, McInerney's the highlight, Super Estrella as well. $1 Million Chase never fails to deliver, does it?
It's just one of those nights we can't forget. The young greyhound zipping Orlando, taking out the young star unbeaten in his career. He is a star of the future. But what a night it has been. And Duke, we've been crowing as New South Welshmen for, 4 years now?
Yeah,
the Victorians have finally come and conquered the chase.
Took them a while.
Took them 5 runnings, but they've finally done it.
Thank you to Mick Cowley, Trackside, for all your interviews tonight, Mick. Thank you to our team here at Gravity Media supplying our pictures, to our head of media, Brad Adam, as well. But I hope you've enjoyed our showcase coverage of the 2022 TAB $1 Million Chase. The winner was McInerney.